Welcome to MJ Radio, cat included. I'm Melinda Joy Pattison, your host, and we're here every week to raise the collective consciousness. So when you tune in, you'll hear interesting conversations with interesting people about interesting things. Today, I'm really pleased to have my friend and teacher here, whose name is Richard Leirer. He is a master teacher of Qigong and Tai Chi and a practitioner of Chinese medicine. So it's so wonderful that we are able to have such a variety of conversations around all of that healing business. Richard, thank you for being with me again today. You've been on my show a few times when it was the Melinda Joy Hour on the radio. You visited a couple of times, and we had a great conversation about your work. And you said that today you would like to talk about more in depth about Tai Chi. So I'm excited to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Linda Joy. You're a joy and an asset to our community worldwide, because we get to hear lots of things from lots of different people, and we can learn and grow from each other. And that's part of what truthfully good medicine is. Now, medicine isn't restricted to one thing. Medicine is what enriches our mind, body, and spirit, and that's what you help do. And I want to talk to folks today about both Qigong and Tai Chi. You know, they're words that people hear, but they don't really know what they mean. You know, because it's not something we talk about a lot. So we see people do the Tai Chi movement, like the beautiful old people in the park doing the beautiful motions, and the Qigong movements that are flowing and so nice. But what does it actually mean, and how does it help us? Are things that I like to address. So if we use the word Qigong, which is a very new word, it didn't exist until the 1950s. It was under old words that talk about working with the energy in different ways. But since the government began to look at this as a medicine, they said these old practices that go back centuries are medicine, and they've been medicine for our people for a long time in China. We want to find a way to codify it. So they said, well, we're going to put it under a big umbrella term. Gong means to work with. The character in the Chinese looks like a plow. So Gong is to cultivate or to plow something.
Oh.
So what you're cultivating or plowing is the energy, the Qi. So Qi is the energy.
Perfect.
Yeah, and Gong is to cultivate or plow the field of the energy. And so when we look at the characters, you can see the plow format, and this plow is unearthing something. So you can plant the seeds to let something grow. So all the different, there are now, literally thousands of Qigong forms with different variations. I know maybe 200 or 300 different movements and what they do. But we don't have to practice all of them. We only have to do, somewhere between 32 minutes of motion a day of continuous movement to get both the body to open up, the joints, the tendons, the muscles, and then to get the energy to flow as well. So Qigong is the cultivation or the plowing of the Qi, so we can have strong Qi energy in our body. Generally, there are 20 acupuncture channels in our body. So there are 20, we say, major channels. 12 of them are feeding particular organs. So you have a particular channel for your heart, or for your lungs, or for your kidneys, or for your bladder, and they go down to your fingers and toes. So we have, like your heart channel will come down to your baby finger. Your lung channel will come down to your thumb. And so these are, your kidney channel goes down to the bottom of your foot, to the sole of your foot. The bladder channel starts at your baby toe. So they're running through our body, up and down and in and out, but going to the toes and to the fingers. And they feed our organs, and our organs then function better when the energy goes there. So the acupuncture channels where the energy runs through are important to keep open. When you go get an acupuncture treatment, the acupuncturist manipulates those channels by going to points on those channels and they manipulate the point either through a needle or through we call heat. Acupuncture in China used to be called zenzao, needle and heat. So it meant that you could apply a point of intersection at an area, say the heart meridian sit over here, Shennan here. It's to calm your heart, to calm the spirit, right on the baby finger side. Or I could press it, or I could take heat. They use moxibustion. So in China, zenzao means needle and heat. So we have an idea that you could stimulate a point which will help the channel open. And when the channel opens, that organ that it's associated with is healthier and stronger. And that means that you're healthier and stronger. In addition to those 12 major channels, we have 8 special channels that are not related to a particular organ. So one runs up the back and one runs down the front. And they kind of like encase the trunk of the body. The back channel is called the Dumai, it's a major channel. And the front channel is called the Renmai. And they connect. So they connect at the bottom of your tush, at the perineum. That's an acupuncture point between the genitals and the anus is a soft spot. And in our anatomy, we call it the perineum. In Chinese, they call it the Huihin. So the Huihin point is a connecting point of a channel that runs up the back and down the front. When that channel is running well, that's called the small heavenly circuit. So that's a special Qigong meditation called the small
very
heaven.
special. Yes.
Very special meditation. And
yes.
If you're fortunate enough to have a teacher to teach you what it is, it's a way to let the mind move the energy up that back channel and down the front channel. But of course, you have to do something before that. You have to relax. So in relaxing, Chinese have a term for relax. They have 2 words, fang and song. Song is the word that means relax. Fang means to put to. But song is the key relaxing word. And song means to be like a pine tree or an evergreen tree. And what does the evergreen tree do that other trees don't do? Which is obvious in its name.
Oh, stays green.
Stays green, stays evergreen, right? So it's always, it never goes dormant. So you don't want any part of your body to necessarily go dormant. You want your body to be evergreen. So they say when you are sung like a pine tree, you're evergreen, you're relaxed. So oftentimes there's a chanting in Chinese meditation to get you to relax. And so they chant the word fang song. Fang means to put to, song means relax. Do ding fang song. Ding means whole head. Whole head, mi bu, whole face, relax. Fang song. So
I'm relaxing right here.
Yeah, so you can hear just the chant itself has the relaxing in it. And when you chant it, the song has that little om inside there too, that little hidden om. So China, as you know, and India are next to each other, and Tibet's in the middle, right? So we have both the Tibetan monks, the Indian monks, and the Chinese monks sharing information with each other, sharing meditation techniques, sharing healing techniques, sharing methods. We said that qi means the energy that flows through your body. In India, it's called prana. So the practice in India would be called pranayama. So pranayama yoga is particular movements that are designed to move the energy through the prana channels, which are similar to the acupuncture channels. So pranayama yoga would be equivalent to qigong in China. You're doing the same thing, or wanting to move the energy, whatever name we want to give it, through the channels of the body. The word Tai Chi is a very interesting concept. Tai Chi means supreme ultimate. you can't get any better than that. So that's like the highest you could achieve, Tai Chi. So Tai means great. So the word Tai is very interesting. If you look at the character for the word Tai, it's a character of a person standing. So a person stands there. His feet are apart, his head is in heaven, his legs are here. And then there's a line going through his head, through his neck. So it's a person, and there's a dot between his legs to mean the person is centered. So the word Tai means one centered person whose head's in heaven and body's on earth. And they say you can't get any better than that. So that's Tai. Tai means great or supreme. Ji, the Tai Chi part, or Chi, C-H-I, or J-I, Tai Chi, the pronunciation, that's another compound character. It has the character for the pine tree. So it means that you know how to relax like a pine tree, and you know how to do a special Qigong practice called standing like a tree.
Yes.
Where you draw the energy of the earth like a tree does, and you draw the energy of the sun like a tree does, and you pull it into your body, and you circulate it out to your leaves and branches, which is be your arms and skin and the peripheral of your body. So when you have the Tai part, you're being supreme. And the Ji part is you're able to stand like a tree. And then there's the other characters show the character for the mouth and the characters for your hands within the earth. So the Ji part of Tai Chi means you know how to use your hands and mouth in a balanced fashion, as relaxed as a pine tree, evergreen. So when you look at the word Tai Chi in its entirety, it means one centered person between heaven and earth, whose head's in heaven and body's on earth, who knows how to be as relaxed as a pine tree and stay evergreen, and uses the hand and mouth in a balanced fashion. That is literally what the name means. Now, how do you do it? And that's always the tricky part. How do you do something that's so complicated? But it's not complicated, but it is complicated at the same time. Like, how do I do what a tree does? I'm looking over my shoulder because I have a pine tree over there. So,
right.
So right. I get the.
It's simple, but it's not easy.
Exactly. So Tai Chi is simple and not easy. So in a Tai Chi movement, like our first movement in Tai Chi, kind of adjust this a little bit. Our first movement in Tai Chi is to open like this, right? So, but in doing this simple opening, I'll give you a side view, just go like this. I'm thinking open, toe, ankle, knee, hip, spine, shoulder, elbow, wrist, finger. Then if I want to go back, I close, finger, wrist, elbow, shoulder, spine, hip, knee, ankle, toe. Open, toe, ankle, knee, hip, spine, shoulder, elbow, wrist, finger. Close, finger, wrist, elbow, shoulder, spine, hip, knee, ankle, toe. We say yi chi, yi. The mind leads the chi. The blood follows the chi. The blood carries with it things to keep the body healthy, but also excites, I said, the neurons, the neuropeptides, and neurotransmitters. So consciousness isn't just brain. We have body consciousness. That's why mind, body, and spirit is so important, because the body carries with it neuropeptides and neurotransmitters. It's able to think. So we make the energy flow to the fingers and toes, exciting both the yin, the mind intent there, and getting the neuropeptides and neurotransmitters to be activated. So what I said before is that the Tai part is a character of a person standing, centered, the dot between his legs, and then the line going through his head. So that's the character for Tai. The Ji character I said was the pine tree, and the person using their hand and their mouth in a balanced fashion, contained within the earth's plane. So the exercises are designed to make sure that our whole body has a body intelligence activated from toe to fingers, from finger to toe. Now, we could do something simple like this, which is the opening movement, and I could do something complicated like parting the wild horse's mane. This is an idea like there's a horse here, and here's the top of the horse, and I'm going down the back of its mane and underneath its chin. So I said simple, but it could be complex, getting someone to do that. But how simple is it to part a horse's mane? Going down its back and under its chin. Then we may do it on the other side. Parting the horse's mane. Parting the horse's mane. The white crane flashes her wings. She opens one wing and closes one. She opens another wing and closes one. She opens and closes. Or maybe a snake creeping down. So there's different names in Tai Chi that represent animals in nature who are moving in such a way that the ancients in China said, hey, what happens if I try that? What happens if I... And then they found, oh, that stretches, opens up the limbs of the arms, drains the channels going down to those fingers and toes. And they said, how do we make this be so other people can follow it? So the ancients started looking at nature and they said, I'm going to mimic nature. I'm going to stand like a tree because I know the tree lives a long time. It stays evergreen. So I'm going to do what it does. They said, I'm going to work like animals. I'm going to do certain animal movements. And so they developed forms based on animals. Retreat, repulse, monkey. It's like a monkey running backwards. Right? So golden rooster on one leg. Right? So all different types of things that they developed over time. And then they also found out that this is for health, but also could be for self-defense. So they said that also these movements will help protect you if you had to have protection. So that beautiful parting the horse's mane that we just did, that simple motion about going down the horse, if someone was trying to bop me, I would take their punch and I would pull it down and slide my arm underneath their armpit. And I would break their elbow or break their arm by having, see here's their arm. So you're locking it, you're creating a lock. And I could do it either side. That beautiful white crane, someone's coming trying to strangle you. I'll get you. It's like, you're going to push their arms apart and you're going to give them a karate chop in the neck. I don't think so. I'm going to open my wing and spread it. You're going to open one wing to one side. You're going to lock their arm and elbow, throw them that way. Lock their arm and elbow or throw them the other way. So they figured out these beautiful movements that are so simple and lovely to do, have a complex, also self-defense aspect.
So, right? So complex and beautiful. And you've said to me many times that it's not about being muscle bound. These movements are soft, and yet they can really have a significant impact if somebody were trying to harm you. It's amazing.
Sure. It's amazing how self-defense aspect, and it is soft. So, like I said, if we do a standing form, instead of standing like a tree, the tree, we know when it's dead because it gets really hard, doesn't it? But when a tree's alive, isn't it soft?
It is.
For a tree, it's not like us. Their structure's different, but it has to have softness for the fluid to flow through it. And I said that's why the evergreen is so important, because it doesn't go dormant. Some trees will go dormant and come back later, but the evergreen doesn't. Even during the winter time, it still is flowing. The sap is still there. It's still going out. The leaves are still evergreen. So we try to practice that exercise. So a simple exercise of standing like a tree, doing the standing form like a tree is standing. Changing here, sorry. So this, you stand for 30 minutes to an hour, you realize that you still want to be soft. You want to hold this position, but you want to be soft. You want to be totally, completely soft. And after 5 minutes, it's hard to hold this. After 10 minutes, it's really hard to hold it. The first
Mhm.
time I did it for an hour, I'm like this. Like I'm gonna do it no matter what. The master said, go over there and stand. I thought it was easy until I learned that it's not easy. That it takes time. Then how do you relax into it? Then he said, okay, then breathe. So how does a tree breathe? Well, the tree gets something from the earth, that's yin. It gets something from the sun, that's yang. So in Tai Chi, they talk about the yin and the yang, the inward and condensing and the outward and expanding. For the Chinese, the earth is yin, the sun is yang. So I'm pulling the yin energy up into my abdomen as I breathe in. I'm pulling down the sky energy, the sun's energy into my abdomen. I mix it like I would mix a special brew, and I send that mixture out to my shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, and palms. I'm breathing in the earth yin, I'm breathing down the sky yang, I'm swirling it around and sending it out to my fingers and palms. Remember I talked about those 12 acupuncture channels. So 6 of them are yin, 6 of them are yang. So the yin energy helps feed the yin organs, the yang energy helps feed the yang organs, and then they keep them strong and healthy. So Qigong and Tai Chi is all about the balancing of and plowing of the energy through the body to make your mind, body, and spirit be strong and healthy and able to live life. We want to live life, right? We don't want to be, even I've been into the temples in China. I've been to the famous Wudan-san temple, the Shaolin temple. And I've practiced with the monks there, and I've met some of the monks, some of the old monks and some of the new monks. And, they talk about the importance of being in life, the importance of interacting in life. And if we don't have a lot of energy, it's hard for us to interact in life. So our rise and fall of energy can happen depending on your personality. You may like one season more than the other. We know the seasons go through a cycle and things go dormant and you get a little more quiet. We know that there's a night and day. So all of those are looking at the aspects of yin and yang. So we see the yin of a day dawning, and then the yang rises to fullness of the day, and then yin comes back again and it gets dark, and it goes into a cycle that repeats daily, yearly. And then they look at larger cycles, look at 5-year cycles, look at 12-year cycles, look at 60-year cycles, look at 120-year cycles. So the ancients are looking at longer and longer cycles to see, can we see the energy changing and going in certain ways? Like now we're in a very yin time because of this coronavirus. We can't go out. We have to stay indoors. We have to cover ourselves. We have to guard ourselves. So this is a very yin time. And because it's so yin, if we don't do movement at home, some movement at home will become too yin excess. So we have yin excess and you have things starting to break down. So everything has to have balance. Remember the yin and yang, the Tai Chi symbol has to have a balance, not too much one or the other. And if it gets out of balance, it causes trouble within our mind, body, spirit. So we're in a yin time. The virus is a yin virus. It attacks internally, goes to the lungs quickly. And we need to be able to keep our bodies strong and healthy by having more yang, more movement to keep the energy flowing and the fluids flowing.
Richard, does the dry weather that we've been experiencing, is that like a yin?
Yes.
Also?
Yes, totally. So the dry, heavy, those are all, you can feel it. You can go outside, you can feel the stillness that's out there.
Yeah.
But again, we're being forced to stay indoors and it's worldwide, which is unusual because we have different parts of the world that are different cycles, different seasons. But the whole world is going through a yin phase right now. And that means we have to reflect. Yin also means to do thinking about what is my life doing? What am I doing with my life? What is the purpose?
Right,
A
right.
lot of time,
You go ahead.
a lot of time for introspection. So how do we do introspection right now? What's important to us? Are we connecting with our family, or are we disconnecting? I'm hearing both ends. Some people saying, I don't have my space. I don't have my freedom that I used to have, where I could express myself in a different way, and that's creating conflict. So yin is for looking inward. Yin is for being still, and it's for getting information. Yang is then acting on information. Yang is doing. Yang is expressing. Yang is in motion.
Right. It's so interesting that this came up, because I in my conversations on this show and with clients and things like that, I've been talking about this a lot, that this has been a great time for interest, an existential time, if you will, a great time for thinking about what is it that was in my life that I can no longer do anyway, and I don't miss it. So I don't need to put it back. And then what are those things that maybe I want to put into it, to not as replacement, but for enrichment.
Enrichment and growth, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. We all learn by being dormant. We have to be dormant. We have to sleep at night. We have to recover from all of our imaginations that the mind goes through. And again, it's the body mind, meaning I'm not talking about the right and left hemispheres of the brain. I'm talking about my body, the neuropeptides, neurotransmitters in my cells. They also have to have a time to rest and to relook and to renew. And they have to think, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with this form? I have this wonderful thing that's here that I call me, that I call Richard. What am I going to do with it? And what I suggest is that you move, because we need movement, particularly now during this more difficult time of yin excess. But also we need the balance of the yin and the yang. I need it to flow through my body. I need it to flow. I need it to go through my cells. I need it to go to my fingers and toes. I need energy to flow and to be expanding and contracting, just like the Tai Chi symbol, just like day and night. At night we rest, it gets dark, but during the day the light's out. So that's expansion and contraction. So we have to, now's the time to go inward. So we follow that inward motion to learn and to decide what's happening in our consciousness, what's happening with my body consciousness, what's happening with my super consciousness, what's happening with my spiritual world. Am I seeing at a deeper level? Because that's what it's asking us to do.
Yeah.
And why, I don't know. I know that's an unknown reason. Why? But we can observe and say, I can see it happening.
Right.
But I'm going to learn like you, like everyone else. We're going to learn individually how to go inside, how to learn more about ourselves, how to learn, overcome things.
Yeah.
I was fortunate to be raised in a large family. I'm 9th of 11 children. People have they go, what the heck, So I'm towards the end, I'm a little guy, 9th of 11. I lost an older brother and an older sister, but the rest of us are still here. And in that household, like every other household, there's levels of dysfunction that every household goes through. No household is perfect. I'm not that one. So we have to overcome our dysfunctions, right? So I have to overcome mine. And this is a good yin time where they'll reveal themselves. So I'm suggesting to people, you'll be confronted with yourself during this time. And as you're confronted with yourself, this is a chance for you to grow and learn. And remember to move, because it's body mind. It's not just up here. It's this. I start thinking about something, I don't even realize I just did that. My shoulders went to my ears. I'm walking around all tense, right?
Yes.
What do I think? Oh, feng song. Oh, look at that. Oh, well, they don't have to be up to my ears. They could be down here where they're originally placed when I came here.
Right. Well, Richard, you've had Qigong and Tai Chi classes for years there in Taos where you are. But now during this pandemic time, there's a little bit of a change in how those happen, right?
Right. Well, I offer Tai Chi and Qigong classes 4 days a week on Zoom. Um, and it's a good medium for people to join. Um, and it's every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Or they could go to my website, richardleirer.org, or type in
Okay.
Qigong Academy, which is the name of
Super.
mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you go to richardleirer.org, you can see how to go to my classes. They're free. You know, I accept donations. If people want to donate, but if not, it's fine. And we walk people through those motions I was showing you. Not only
Yeah.
do we open this way, we open big like a bird. We do things like two hands hold the sky, or like on a horse shooting a bow and arrow, bend the bow and shoot the arrow. All these great fun movements, waving head and tail. So we go through different exercises in a way to make your body be loose and open, and to get that information when the chi starts flowing, because the chi is carrying with it information. And there's no cost. It's free. I said people want to donate, they can. I have a donate button, and they're free to donate, but I don't charge, because we're all in this together. We're in a time where we're stuck together. We're stuck alone, and this is a medium that we can reach out to each other. Someone can join a class and start moving with no experience whatsoever, and they just can follow as much as they can. They can block themselves and just see me, or they could show themselves too, so I can give suggestions. Oh, move your elbow here, put your wrist there, or something like that, if they want. If they don't, that's fine. So we start with the warm-ups, and we go into the different the Tai Chi set, the actual Tai Chi form. We do a simplified form most days, and we do a long form for those of my students that had learned the older, longer 108 movement Wu style forms. Over the years I've been teaching, I'm doing this for a long time. I've taught over 2,000 students, but the classes are small. So the Zoom classes are 20 to 30 people, depending on where where it's at. So they could be they're small. We have people that want to be able to keep it like cozy.
20 to 30 people seems like a lot.
Oh, well, so that's a high number. Sometimes it's today I think we had 5 or 6. So it can grow and expand, but it's not going to be more than that.
But the thing about Zoom is it makes it possible all over the world. You could have students joining you from
China.
Who knows where, right? From China.
Yeah, from China, right?
Yeah.
I think
and
it's
what time?
4 o'clock in the morning there, so tomorrow.
But what time is your class?
Class is at 10 o'clock, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's at the information is on my website, so you can just look at it, and then you need the link. You need to have a link to get on, even though it's free. I do got to send you a link, and the link has a password, so it stops marauders from coming in.
Right. So they just go to your website and sign up or something, and then they would get the link.
They write to me. They'll email me. So they just email me, because that's all it is. So that they just email me, I'll send them the link information, and they can join from there. It's important for us to stay connected, during this time. I said it's a very yin time. and we need to go inward to learn things about ourselves, what our dysfunctions are, how to clear them, and how to be yang, how to go outward and express ourselves in kind and loving and gentle ways. I said, to be a kind and loving human being is truly the goal of the human experience. And like I said, our dysfunctions like led us away from that, because who taught us how to be kind and loving? We know how to be kind and loving in special ways. You treat me this way, I'll treat you that way, like a give and take thing. And we have spiritual teachers who said, no, you can be kind and loving anytime. But we idealize them. Oh, they're special. They're not me. But I'm saying that each one of us, we can be kinder and more loving and more gentle every day. And when we do venture out, every person we meet, to be kind and loving. Woman the other day, she greeted me with a certain ethnic greeting. I waved. like, because people are mad, people are angry, people are frustrated.
They are for sure.
Yeah,
they are for sure.
And you can see it. Like I go to give Sid's a plug here. Sid's grocery store here in Taos.
Right.
For a long time, and it's the only place I go. And I got to know the people there, and I talk to the workers, and I say hi to them. But I see other people, and I try to engage with them. And you see that, the shoulders to the ears, the tension, the tightness. Don't look at me. I'm masked and covered.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get them to lighten and loosen, because everyone you do meet, you are to meet for your mutual awakening. Something my master taught me a long time ago. Everyone you do meet, you are to meet for your mutual awakening.
Wow,
so
that's
when
beautiful.
We did that, I'm thinking, okay, mutual awakening. Maybe I'm doing that in some way and don't know it. Maybe I'm being harsh when I don't have to be. Maybe I'm being cold. I could be more gentle, more loving, more kind. And then when I do my forms, I could do my Tai Chi forms, right? Or I could do them soft and gentle. Right? So how do I loosen myself? I still can defend myself if I need to. So I can still defend. I still can block if I need to block. But I don't have to do it harshly. I can do it gently. So learning how to be a kind and loving and gentle human being is truthfully the goal. And standing like a tree helps us do that. I become gentle, I'm standing, but I'm still strong and powerful. I could have my hand be like this. You see how soft it is? You can see it's loose. It's not, I can make it tight and make it stiff.
Right. I
could have someone come and push against this. My arm won't move. Like I'm pushing against it now with all my might with my other arm. It's not moving at all. Why? Because I taught it how to be soft and gentle, but strong like a tree.
That is so beautiful. Richard, do all teachers teach it that way, with the softness?
No.
That you no? Okay, this is very interesting. And do you think that is a bit of a, because there's so many kinds of yoga, and sometimes you go to a yoga class and it's like freaking aerobics. It's like, that's not what this is meant to be. That's not the idea. And do you find that happens also with Tai Chi?
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. It's gone into the other area, and it's gone to extremes. I said each of those movements is an application. Like I said, each movement is a self-defense application. So some people gone to the far end, like they're into punching and kicking. Others are into, they don't know what application at all. They're in what I call sloppy Tai Chi. They'll do that same movement and they'll be like, Oh. You know, they're all over the place, right? It's not structured. You know, it's not like the tree, right? The tree has structure. The wind's blowing it. You can see
Right.
the wind blowing it, but you can also see the structure in my movement, and you can see the force in my. You can see the power in my body. Like, but it's not stiff. But it took a
Right.
long time to get there. So, you know, I've been doing this for over 40 years. You know,
Yeah.
I began I began my training in 1972. So it's been a long, long journey, and I
It's
still
so
have more to
wonderful.
go. I still want to learn how to be softer and more gentle and more loving and caring. You know, I get pissed if someone's mean to me. You know, then I think, why? I don't have to be.
Right.
That comes later. Right?
As
I
long
want
as
to
we're
do it.
breathing, right? As long as we're breathing, we can grow.
Exactly. I want
That's
to be able to turn the
that's
cheek if I keep like, but oftentimes instead of turning the cheek, I want to throw the fist. I know how to give a kick, and I can give a fast kick, and I can give a strong kick. I don't have to play around. I could even do a jump kick. So this slow stuff doesn't stop this fast stuff from happening if you need to,
right.
because it trains your body. My
Yeah.
body is trained. My body is soft, but the softness gives me the speed. If I'm tight, how can I move? I can't.
Right. Yeah. Oh,
So
it's
that's that.
so
That's
amazing.
that's that yin and yang again. So yin is
Right.
you have to have strength. Yang, you have to be open and fluid, and they have to be in balance.
Well, Richard, I know you're talking to me. And
I'm talking to myself.
I'm as I'm sitting here listening to you and watching you, I'm missing it. I'm missing it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was perfect. Right.
Yes, but also as I'm listening to you, I'm so relaxed over here.
Bang song. Whole body relax. Right.
Whole body relax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's complex. So that's it, Tai Chi and Qigong, because it's working with energy, and it's one centered person between heaven and earth who is relaxed as a pine tree and using the hand and mouth in balanced fashion. There's a lot of components to it. So there's the standing component. There's the sitting and meditating component. There's the movement. There's learning the motions, the exercise component. I said there's thousands of Qigong forms. So which ones resonate with you? In some of the old scrolls we have in China, we had 32 exercises that were drawn. And then that got to be too much for people. So even in China, they took 8. So different people took 8 special ones out of those 32. And they call them, these are the best ones to do. So how much is up to you? We do know the science behind your body needs motion and movement. That's why I'm saying you need that somewhere between that 32 to 35 minute, time frame to get the continuous motion in the body, to get the blood flow, to get those neuropeptides and neurotransmitters properly nourished with blood flow. And if you want to do more, that's fine, but I don't think we have to. And again, twice a day would even be better. Doing it once in the morning, once not late at night, but once in the in the evening. That settles your body and gets it ready for sleep. Now, I've met so many people saying in this time they're having trouble sleeping. I don't know what that means. To me, I don't. How could you have trouble sleeping? You just lay down. Because you practice how to be relaxed. When it's time to relax, you don't have to practice. You just.
Oh, yeah.
Because
That's
some of the masters would say, in the middle of the relaxation, if they're chanting for 30 minutes, Gong song, head relax, hair relax, ears relax, nose relax, mouth relax, teeth relax, arms relax. And then somewhere after 20 minutes, don't sleep. Because you get too relaxed, the brain waves slow down. And the brain waves slow down, that takes you into the sleep realm. So meditation is somewhere almost like sleep, but not sleep. The more you do it, the easier sleep becomes, because it's easy to fall that next little line.
All right. Oh, as many times, I mean, we've been working together for a while.
Yes.
And as many times as I've heard you say some of these things, this is like a refresher for me to sit with you today, and I'm reminded of many things that have been so helpful to me over these years that we've been working together. So I'm really, it seems timely for me to hear them today.
Wonderful, wonderful. And
Yeah.
Gong song. Whole body relax, right? Whole body's loose, whole body open. Everything's peace, peace, happiness, right?
Yes, yes.
Become a kinder, gentler human being. It's really, it really is a goal of a human being, and we're hearing more masters saying this now, because it's a time for the world to hear, for society to hear.
It's so needed. It's so needed.
Right. There's so many things I don't like. I don't like things that are going on and the troubles and problems that exist. Our leadership and what is doing or not doing. So we can complain about it, and that's okay. It's okay to voice concern. At the same time, to be kind and loving and gentle is important. To extend that to people, even if you don't like them. To extend the idea of them being awakened, them being more clear in their lives and what they're doing with their time and energy. That's something that I want to offer to everyone, not just myself, not just my loved ones, but to bring it to the world. And I don't have a medium. We're stuck. I'm stuck like everyone else. I have students, and I have people that I share with, and there's people who don't like me. There's people who think I'm a jerk. Oh, and I could say, okay, all I can do is be kind and gentle in return, and still be firm. I still hold my hand there. I still hold my position of what I believe is right. And it doesn't mean I don't have to do it. I don't have to do it in a mean way or a harsh way.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So we learn from nature, learn from the master.
We do. Every day. Every day. And as long as we're breathing, again, we can learn. We can learn. It is such a treat always to have you with me on the show. And I'm so delighted that people get to see you this time.
Oh.
Yes. And so I feel like that this would be a good place for us to pause for today, but that we could have another conversation on another day.
That would be wonderful.
That would be really wonderful. So I'm going to say to the folks watching, thanks for joining us on MJ Radio again this week. And I'm Melinda Joy Pattison, your host. And I look forward to seeing you next time when we'll have another interesting conversation with another interesting person about more interesting things. See you next time.
Awesome. Thank you.